It's the 5th anniversary of the Fantastic Four movie, so I just wanted to talk about it for a little bit. I really like this movie. I grew up with the Fantastic Four, so I was really excited for a new Fantastic Four movie, even though I think I was the only person who was interested. When it came out, I went to the movies to go see it, and I was the only person there. When the movie started, two people came in, sat down, and then maybe 20 minutes later, they just left. Everybody hated this movie, and I get why. Like, it's not a good movie. But the reason I liked it so much was because it was it wasn't a superhero movie. It actually tried to be a dark science fiction body horror movie with the Fantastic Four. And that was so interesting to me because it felt like that was a take. That was something that I don't think I've really seen before. Not something that was really being done with superhero movies. And I wanted to see that because it felt like it was such a new idea, or it was a different idea. I can tell that Josh Trank wanted to make a movie about these people, wanted to tell a story about these people being affected by interdimensional space travel, and how them getting powers isn't necessarily a good thing. And when you watch this movie, for the first 40 minutes, first hour, you could see that. You could see that that's where this movie was going to go. And then it would lead into them becoming like heroes or owning their abilities. Somewhere in the middle, I guess Fox said that they didn't like that idea, and they tried to change it to make it look more like the other superhero movies that we've seen. And that's where the movie kind of falls apart. The rest of this movie, after that first hour, is totally different, and it doesn't match the first half. And that's the big problem, I feel. I think that's where a lot of people lost it, because they went in expecting to see a superhero movie, and that's not what they got, because that was never the real intention. When I see the movie, I can see that. I know it's not great, but I can so see the story that Josh Trank wanted to make. And that's what I liked about it. Not so much what we got, but what could have happened. I really like this cast. I think Miles Teller is a perfect Reed Richards. I think Toby Kebbell is great as Doctor Doom. He's become one of my favorite actors in the last few years. I really like the cast. I just wish the movie was better. It's been 5 years, and it looks like most people have gotten over it. Josh Trank especially. I'm glad he's back to directing. But every so often, we get to see little behind-the-scenes snippets of the movie that could have been. There's been a lot of behind-the-scene photos and footage and sketches of a different movie. Some stuff involving Tim Blake Nelson becoming the Mole Man as the final villain. A battle in the city that resembles the comic book cover of the very first issue. And there was even supposed to be the Fantastic car in there somewhere. So we can imagine that this movie really got cut down in the making, in the middle. And I don't blame Josh Trank for that. He was an indie director who got a big shot at this franchise, and right in the middle kind of got shot down. So I can only imagine how that affects a person to suddenly be given something so big, so prestigious, and then have it taken away, as if to say, no, you're not ready for this, you're not worthy enough of this, go away. Now that Marvel Studios has the rights to these characters, there's been talks of a new Fantastic Four movie that's going to be part of the MCU, and I don't know how to feel about that. Part of me is excited to see a new Fantastic Four anything, but part of me is worried because I don't really want to see them incorporated with the MCU. I kind of like seeing them on their own. I have my own issues with all these movies that are interconnected. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, but that's just for me. I really wish I could have seen a sequel to this movie, because as it stands, we have the 2005 movies, MCU is going to have its own Fantastic Four movies, and in the middle, we're going to have this really weird, dark, failed experiment of a movie. But it's weird enough for me to like, actually. Sometimes the making of a movie is more interesting to me than the actual movie, And this is a great example of that. So maybe in the future I'll make more videos about uh, all the stuff that got cut out of the movie and just more of the making of. But for now, I just wanted to bring some attention to it and explain why I still like it. I know it's bad, I see it too, but I can also see the movie that could have been. And that is so much more unique than anything I've seen in a while.